Integrity and accountability is really important to me, and clearly in this case there are questions that need answering, and that's why I've asked our independent advisor to get to the bottom of everything, to investigate the matter fully and establish all the facts and provide advice to me on Nadhim Zahawi's compliance with the ministerial code. I'm pleased that Nadhim Zahawi has agreed with that approach and has agreed to fully cooperate with that investigation.
You can decide whether Mr. Zahawi stays or goes. Why don't you ask him to stand down?
Well, I think it's important that we do these things professionally. Integrity and accountability is really important to me, but it's also important that we do these things properly, and that's why the independent advisor has been asked to fully investigate this matter and provide advice to me on Nadhim Zahawi's compliance with the ministerial code, and on the basis of that we'll decide on the appropriate next steps, but Nadhim Zahawi has agreed to fully cooperate with that investigation.
Shouldn't he stand aside from his party chairman role while this investigation continues?
As is long-standing practice, he will continue to play the role that he does, but it is important that we answer these questions, we get to the bottom of things, establish the facts. That's important to me. I think integrity and accountability is paramount in government, and I want to do these things professionally, which is why I've asked the independent advisor to fully look at this matter and provide advice to me.
But doesn't he owe the public more of an explanation?
Well, these things are dealt with by an independent advisor who will fully investigate this matter and provide advice to me as Prime Minister on Nadhim Zahawi's compliance with the ministerial code. That's the right approach, it's the professional approach, and that's how we'll restore integrity and accountability into government overall, is by making sure that when situations like this arise, we deal with them promptly, we deal with them professionally, and that's what we're doing in this case.
Will you order some sort of probe into the appointment of Richard Sharp as BBC chairman and his relationship to the former Prime Minister?
Well, this appointment was obviously made by one of my predecessors before I became Prime Minister, and the appointments process itself, though, for appointing the BBC chairman is a rigorous process. It's independent, there are two stages to it, it's transparent and published online, and Mr. Sharp's appointment went through that full process.
Should the BBC chairman Richard Sharp himself have declared during this process that he did have some relationship with the Prime Minister over the loan, should that have been declared by him?
So the appointments process for this particular post is very rigorous, it's independent, there are two stages to it, and it's all set out publicly and transparently, and all those processes were followed in this case. But this was obviously an appointment that happened before I was Prime Minister and made by one of my predecessors.
Are you happy for him to continue as BBC chairman?
As I said, Mr. Sharp went through two different appointments processes which are transparent and rigorous and have been followed fully.
Will you apologise to the public for not wearing a seatbelt last Thursday?
Yes, I regret not wearing a seatbelt. It was a mistake, and that's why I apologised straight away.
How can the public be reassured that you as Prime Minister respect the laws of the land which everyone has to follow?
Of course I do, and in this instance I made a mistake which I regret deeply, and that's why I apologise straight away.